Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand from NIGHTCARVER Designs. And today on the show, I have one of the funniest people on Instagram right now. Her work is amazing, but I think it's the humor that gets me the most. Leah is so funny, and I just love the anecdotes while showing how something's made and just the ridiculousness that happens with that. So I was pumped to hang out with her for an hour. And I want to say thank you to Sabertooth Power Carving for sponsoring the show. You can use NIGHTCARVER10 at checkout to save 10%. And then I am having a maker hangout. It's going to be a virtual one. That's going to be on this Wednesday, the 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be posting a link on my Maker Conversations Instagram. So if you're not already following that, make sure you head on over there and make sure to follow. All right, on with the show. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for tolerating me.
Oh, yeah, I try. I love your personality. When I came upon your page, you reminded me very much of my mother-in-law, where she is just like quirky and says whatever the hell is on her mind. And it's always something hilarious, though. Like, she's always having some internal monologue that it just cracks me up. So I loved it.
Oh, yeah. That's me. That's definitely me. Amelia is just like, can you have internal dialogue? She's like, do you always have to say everything out loud? And I'm like, babe, that's me. Like 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, babe, got an idea. And she's just like, shh, coffee.
Have you heard of Maker Camp? Being a New Yorker, I don't know if you have.
I have.
Yeah. Are you going this year? Are you pondering it?
Should I?
You should. I'll be there teaching power carving. Come hang out.
What do I do there? I just walk around?
You literally hang out and do whatever they're doing. So they'll be welding, they'll be doing blacksmithing, they're going to be doing, Total Boat's going to be there, and they're going to be making they're going to have a boat comp. Oh, I mean, I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff. But I'll be there for Sabertooth, and we're going to be collabing with Onefinity CNC and Total Boat. And we're going to have all kinds of fun things going on. It's literally just a bunch of makers camping for 3 days, getting just drunk as hell at night. And then during the day, trying everything that they ever wanted to. They had sewing, leather work, all kinds of cool stuff there last year.
Very cool. Where is it at?
It's in the Catskills. So it's in East Durham.
I was wondering. Yeah.
I don't know how far away that is for you.
Not far.
No? See, that's nice.
Far. It's 3 hours maybe.
Okay. It's 2 for
Catskills
me.
are beautiful too.
Mm-hmm. It's in October, so it's right when it's completely lit up with all the trees, just super bright.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put. Oh no! You know what? We're going to Oaxaca.
Are you?
Oh no, that's
Columbus
September.
Day weekend. Columbus Day weekend is what it is.
All right. I don't even know. I don't do the calendar. I don't ever look at a calendar.
The 7th, 8th, and 9th, I think.
Oh, it's early. Yeah, we could totally do that. That would be fun. That could be kind of fun. People always ask.
Bring your family if they don't want to participate. Sorry, I don't know. I'm chomping on ice.
Right.
You can spend just $15 and they can just get a day pass to walk around and observe.
Right.
So, that's a nice part. So say you want to play and they just want to chill. You can.
Oh, she's a welder.
Oh, then hell yeah! Then she'll just jump in.
Yeah. She'll want to go. That's
awesome.
Cool. And we have a camper, so if it's camping, we have an Airstream.
Yeah, so you just grab a spot and then there you go.
Sweet.
Join us.
All right.
Come hang out. Yeah. Jody from Sabertooth is going to be there. Well, she better be, because like I said, I still haven't met her yet, so she better appear.
You haven't even met her?
I have never met her. I have no idea what she looks like. It's a mystery.
Holy cow.
I've only talked to her on the phone, so I know she's not a robot. It's not just been email. So
right.
We meet on the phone, but that's it. Yeah.
Oh my God. What a riot. Virtual world is actually kind of cool. The pandemic. Yeah. It was as horrible as it is. I always come back to when really horrible things happen, really good things come out of it, like a fire. Yep. Horrible, but all these beautiful things grow from it. So it's really cool that some people can work virtually, which I think most office workers should be. Like, why is anybody paying rent in giant buildings just to have everybody dress up and come in and be all nice to each other? Screw that.
They're not.
Be at home and be in your underwear from the waist down. That's all you got to do.
Just
for your
be
boxes.
Free.
Right? Yes. Why not? Why not?
No, seriously, when we could work from home permanently, like when that happened from the pandemic, that was like step one to like getting me out of my old job and like into where I am now. Cause yeah, Sabretooth is in Michigan. So there's no way I would have been able to work for them being in Massachusetts. To, you know,
you're in Mass?
I'm in Mass. Okay. Yeah, I'm in Springfield.
Where in Mass are you? Oh, Springfield?
Yeah.
I grew up in Western Mass.
Oh, so yeah, Western Mass. There you go. Where are
my
you
brother,
from?
I'm from like the Lee Lennox area or Tanglewood, kind of that area. But my brother lives in North Grafton.
Okay. That's about like the Lee area is like an hour from me. So not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I spent a lot of time in my youth driving to Northampton.
Yeah.
Going past or through Springfield and going to Northampton.
It's gorgeous.
It is. I appreciate it much more the older I get, because when I was younger, it was oppressive and homophobic.
Oh, that's And
it was just everybody was in the closet except me.
Has the hair always been the thing?
No. It's been it just gets crazy. It just has a mind of its own.
It
so
just evolves.
I let it happen. Like a friend of mine just sent a picture from probably like 11 years ago or 10 years ago. And it was when I was straightening my hair. So it was a whole different look. Like all like straight and
I'd
long.
say the whole emo swipe over.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was totally that. Yeah.
We've all gone through that phase.
Oh my God, right?
I still do straighten my hair as long as it's not going to be a hot and humid rainy day. I do like it because I like to wear hats, and like with curly hair, it just becomes like I have a poof. Like literally I put the hat on and it just goes.
Oh yeah. That's Amelia. Amelia's hair does that too.
Yeah.
She just got her haircut today and I was like, wow, I can't even tell that you got a haircut because her hair grows out.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. But I have a ton of hats and I'll probably never be able to wear a hat again because I have 127,000 people who are like, get that hat off. They want to see my hair all the time. Yeah. So I'm just like, man, come on now.
I drifted away from it purely because of vanity reasons, right? And then now I'm like, I want the hat back on. I'm like, it's coming back.
Yeah.
It's just they're so comfortable, and I get it. People do want to see your hair because you make it part of your videos now. Like it's a commentary.
Yes. Like I'm working on a new logo, and it's going to be my hair.
Oh, so yeah, you're ironing yourself into that do now.
I know, right? So I'm just like, okay, sure.
It's like the guys who have like all the bearded logos. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Mine's the upside down version.
Totally is.
Yes. I have a beard on my head.
Just have your head upside down on your card. You're going to have to get a new stamp. We're going to have to laser you up a stamp.
Oh yeah. Laser me up. Do you have a laser?
I do.
Oh wait, you just put one together not long ago. Was that you?
That was
so many people have them.
I know. I got mine a year and a half ago, but I really just kind of started using it because like I had quit my job a year ago at the same time as like I got it. And I was so mentally stressed and like overwhelmed that touching a laser was just like, no. Because I'm a CNC, like I started off with like a hand router carving, and then I progressed to the CNC, and like I was a graphic designer. So like I have that design skill that kind of like translates super easy over there. And then like having to learn a new program and then like that laser. Oh, but I'm finally like, I feel like good about it now to like where I'm starting to like dive in or like confident, like, oh yeah, I can make you some bottle openers real quick. Yeah. Like I'm just like, oh. So I'm finally getting there. That's why I'm like, I do want to make some stamps. So let me know when you get a new logo on. That'd be good practice.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
You got to try it out somehow.
About, technology like that. I'm just like, would I ever want a CNC router? I'm so stubborn about stuff like that. But I'm also the person who every single thing I've said, I'll never do blah. I've done them all.
You do it.
So I'm not going to say I'll never do CNC because there's some things about CNC that I really like. Like if I'm reproducing the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But does that take the person out of it?
So literally I was having that debacle. And I think that's why I started power carving my stuff. So like when I was just hand routering, I was totally fine if I had to frame them and, blah, blah. Once I started the CNC, I was like, I don't want to just like put a frame on this piece that just came off the CNC. And all I did was paint it. Like, or if it was super basic, I just filled in the lines that were carved in and stained it. You know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like me. So then like I progressed to like the painting of my wood, but also all of my edges are all power carved. It also eliminates the need to ever miter anything. So it's a bonus. It's a bonus.
I love mitering.
Do you?
Yes, there's just something. Oh my God. I think I'm in front of a couple.
You're like,
Yeah. Here's one right here. And this is just like a pine box.
Yep. I gotta get good on it. I do have to play with it.
Yeah, they can be easy. I love them because they're simple and they're clean. Yes. That's why I like them. But I wonder about a CNC.
What would you want to make, you think?
I don't even know, because every day I'm just like, I'm gonna make blah. So who knows? Something that I would batch out.
Like spoon templates or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
But then I feel guilty. I'm a typical guilt-ridden woman. If I did that and I'm like, right, I'm going to make like, this is a template for a bottle opener.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just do that on the bandsaw. And if I had a machine do it, I'd be like, I'll sell them for $5. And
no,
Amelia's like, right?
You wouldn't. I tell you this, people think the CNC is so easy. You're going to mess up so much that you're going to value your money, like your price even more, because you're going to break bits. And then they're like, that just cost me $60 because I just broke this bit. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so like, I thought I was going to do that too. And now I'm like, no. Like I used to laugh when people were like, I still don't charge $50 an hour. Like I'm not like to that point, but that's where a lot of people start at their base, or like for CNC work, they're like $50 an hour. I'm like, oof.
Oh Jesus. I'd be much higher than that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be like 65 or 75, not even knowing what I was doing. That's only because of like, I've been woodworking for 20 years. So it's like,
you know how much time goes into things.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So much time goes into all that stuff. But I think I probably will do a CNC at some point because I'm very intrigued. And I love Adobe Illustrator.
Same.
Right. Obviously, because graphic designer.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it like a graphic designer, but I can make some awesome things between Procreate. Have you played with Procreate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can take Procreate, then you can export it in there, and then you can tweak all your stuff even more. The I don't know if you saw it, Technodrome that I just posted with my husband holding. I drew it from like a really low res pixelated image. I redrew the Technodrome from Ninja Turtles, and then I did it in Procreate, brought it into Illustrator, tweaked all my lines, put it on the CNC, had it carve it, and then I did all the power carving edges on it, like super like detailed edges on it, and then hand painted it for him. But it like, yeah, like just thinking like you could take something from nothing, from a doodle on your iPad, and then get it to translate on the CNC, and then be able to continue to like morph that material into, you know, making it more yours. Because I'm sure you would probably touch it, you know, like it's hard to just slap a frame on her.
Right? It is. How long did it take for it to carve out the CNC?
I can't remember that one. Maybe 2 hours. There's a lot of small lines. And I have just been learning like how fast you should go for things too.
Right.
And that's always like a thing. Like you're supposed to be having chips fly, not dust. So so that's always like, you're always trying to like hit that right speed. But you also like, I carve a lot of pine. I'm not using fancy woods. So that's going to chip out if I go too fast. So I always got to play a little bit more on the gentle side.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus. So you have to control the speed? I thought you just like plugged it in.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So that's how you break bits, right? It's
yeah,
like,
well, exactly. Or like even when you're doing something as silly, like I broke one the other day. I was doing an order that I used to sell for $125 this piece. And this guy wanted 2 more. And I'm like, I don't want to sell it to you. And it was my dad's friend. So he like forced me to sell it to the guy. It's like 16 hours of work. I'm making like $250 for. I'm like, Dad, you are just killing me right now. But like, I'm doing this job I don't want to be doing. And I'm like in a mood, and I'm like trying to do, there's 2 bit changes. So you got to do one pass to kind of like rough it out, kind of take out the bulk of the material, and then you come in with like a V bit, and it comes in and gives you all the nice fancy edges. And then when I was switching bits, I didn't realize I didn't pull the machine up more, and I pushed it back, and it just went whoosh, right against the wood. I was like, no.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's no fun.
No. Thankfully,
Wow.
Tools Today is amazing, and they sent me a new one. But so you've been woodworking for 20 years, you said? Like, what did you start with?
I started with a bed.
A bed. Classic.
Might as well make a bed. When we first moved to Ithaca, am I talking too loud?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
We were like, oh, we need a bed. And because we didn't come with a bed. And we went downtown, and there's this awesome contemporary store that has this sexy furniture. And we're like, we'll get a bed here.
Yeah.
And it was 20 years ago, and the beds were like $2,500. And I was like, whoa,
yeah,
I should be able to, I'm going to make a bed. So then I'm very visual. I read a lot, and I got a book on building a bed. It was Jeff Miller, who's an awesome woodworker who contributes a lot to fine woodworking. And I built a bed, and it lasted us. I just asked Amelia about that, and she says it probably was about 5 years until I have this disorder, and it's called progressive destruction disorder.
Ah, this is an interesting disorder. Tell me more.
Well, Amelia's a therapist, so all the time when I'm like in a creative endeavor, I'll be like spazzing out about something. Like, babe, I must be something. What am I? Come on. It's from the DSM-4 or 5 now. Like, what's my diagnosis? And one day she was like, I have your diagnosis. And I was like, you do? Why was I excited about this? And she said, it's progressive destructive disorder. And I jumped up and down and clapped my hands. And then she just burst into laughing. And I was like, wait, that's not real. And she was like, no, it's not real. So my progressive destructive disorder is I make something, and then a certain amount of time goes by, and I'm like, well, that sucks. Mm-hmm. And she comes home, and it's on fire in the front yard or something. Or I've just taken it completely away and dismantled it. That's what I do now. Well, I haven't done it in a long time.
But I get it. You try to save the materials now. Now that wood's so expensive, you're like, hold on.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I'm lucky because I mill up trees. I have a sawyer, so I'll go to people. And we live in a really great area that everybody knows me. And somebody will call and say, hey, I've got a tree that's going to get knocked down. Do you want it? And I'm like, yes, I do. And then out we go, and we mill up trees. So when I look around my shop, I can name where every single piece of wood has come from in my shop.
That's so cool.
It's very, very cool. Wait, that was a big, like, how did you get into woodworking?
And it just flew there, bed, and now here I am.
Yeah. And it didn't break or anything, because, like, I'm used to making furniture. So when things exploded a few months ago, like, I had a huge list of people I needed to make actual furniture for, but the small wares are the things that took off. And so I haven't come back yet to making furniture. So it's like, holy cow. I've made I was tallying it up, something about like 300 pieces of furniture.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, when I was stalking your page a moment ago, I noticed that. Like, and it's really pretty. I love your style. And everything that you have is just so many different wood tones that you mix in there, the tiny little details. I love those little details. Nothing is simple. There's always like, you could see I almost said overthought it, but you're probably like, what can I do here?
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. No, I definitely, I overthink it. And sometimes it's one of those things of like, I overthink it, and then take that last piece away. Of like, oh, it's good if I just stop now.
I'm the same way. Like, when it comes to painting, it is so hard to know when the painting is done. Like, when do you stop adding the details before it comes ugly? And it will.
Right.
It will.
Right. Especially with painting. I can't even imagine. I don't paint at all. But yeah, like, there's subtle nuances to painting that if you put the wrong color or too thick of a line, suddenly it's distracting you.
Yeah, that's all you see is that one spot that you did that to.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes like this.
Especially who makes it.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I learned that long ago of just like, when was that? Oh, so we are musicians too. And One time we were playing and I hit the wrong note and I went, sorry. And it went into the microphone. Afterwards, everyone was like, Leah, you don't ever do that. And I'm like, why? I was
nobody
sorry.
noticed. Yeah.
But nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same with furniture. It's just like, no one's going to notice but me. In the beginning, I'd be like, what do you think of this piece? And somebody would be like, oh, it's great. I like it. And then I point it out. I'm like, do you see this?
We all do it.
Yeah.
We all do. Like, even though you might love something, you go back into that room 6, 7 times just to give it a good gaze. Then you just zero in on that one imperfection.
Oh my God.
That one spot. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I do that all the time. All the time.
Do you do this full time, or is this something that you just do whenever you get a moment?
No, this is full time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've been, this is my 4th year.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. But the first 3 was because I'm married to a therapist who has a private practice. So the first 3, I mean, it was during pandemic. Everyone's anxious. Everyone needs a therapist. And I was like, okay, I can do, a handful of pieces of furniture a year, and then I'll have a garden. Life will be good. But now I'm just like, yeah, I'm in my shop like 8 to 10 hours a day, like 5 days a week.
That's great.
Making. Because I can't keep up.
Just so making what you want, or is it all as it orders?
Well, right now, it's birds. I put this video up.
You've been going bird crazy, yeah.
Oh my God. It's insane. It's awesome. And now I'm just like, oh my God, am I going to run out of wood? And I'm looking around and I'm like, no, I'm not going to run out of wood. It's mostly birds, but anything that I put up will sell. So I like to make a couple extra things every week because my brain needs that. My brain needs to do other things. So what was it this week? This week I was working with skateboards, which are very brightly colored plies. Yeah. They're beautiful. And I thought, look at these. I'm keeping all the scraps. So I have like 10 gallons of scraps because I'm like, I'm going to do something with them.
Yeah.
So, and I have epoxy and these little molds. And I thought, oh, this is perfect for fridge magnets. Oh, yeah. And they immediately sold. They were gone.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's great because I hate calling people followers. I wish I had a different name for that. They're just people. They're just like us. But my people are wonderful. They're this amazing group of people. I mean, there's no shitbags.
I think it's because you're so open, honest, and raw about like what's going on in your head now. Like, yes, you know what I mean? So it attracts people who think like you, who feel like you. So they just like, boom. I've noticed that in your comment section whenever you did a tag with Sabretooth, because you see all the comments flashing up. First of all, I'm like, how does she keep up? Like how? With all those, because it's just like
it gets crazy. So I do an hour in the morning and then an hour at night to make sure that I respond to people, because I feel like I'm the one who I have to moderate. Most of the time I don't have to moderate. I'm just commenting. Yeah. And I want people to know that there's a real person behind it. Exactly. It's just like, and it's me, and I respond to people. Most people are shocked when they send me a DM and I write back. People are like, oh my God, what? You read these? Of course I read them. I always compare social media to, it's like a house party, right? And I invited everyone. And then if you show up to the house party, to my house, and I don't even speak to you, I am a shitbag. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I make it a point to make social media actually social. And and I am very real. Like all my videos are 1 or 2 takes. I don't script anything. It just comes out. And then I'm like, okay, I'll edit that. Click, I'm done.
I guess it depends on what mood you're in, right? When you're doing a voiceover, I know for me, like they will be dramatically different depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Oh, yeah. I know I have expectations of myself now, which is horrible. I hate expectations.
You've hit a rhythm with how you've been doing them. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes if I'm not feeling it, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do ASMR. because I'm not feeling, I don't want to force anything, but most of the time, just this stuff comes out. I'm just like, whoa. And it's funny because last year I was like, I make these awesome videos, Amelia. Look at these awesome videos. And I'd get like 6 likes on them. And every video would literally be me in the other room howling with laughter. And I still do it because I do a video and then I just start laughing. And I'm like, ha ha ha, isn't this funny? I come in, I'd show Amelia and she'd be like, that's great. But now that I'm like viral, I'm like, babe, you want to see my video? And she's like, yes.
Now she cares.
Now she cares. Yeah. She's like, good. Other people can deal with your spazziness.
Do you show her before or after you post it?
Before.
Before? Okay.
Yeah. So after I edit and I'm ready to post it, I say, do you want to see this? And she rarely has anything to say other than, that's really good.
My husband's like giving me critical advice, like, nah. But I'm usually if I'm showing it to him before I post it, it's because I'm nervous I went too far with something, because I could go very, very far with stuff.
Yes.
And then I forget that I represent brands and stuff. So then I have to like, and no one's ever told me, Tiff, tone it down. But I don't think I should be that far on my page when I'm representing other people. So like, that's where my block is. Otherwise, it'd be very dirty and a little bit raunchy on my page, because I can go too far that way, where I'm just like doing something really stupid. So but typically I show it to him after I've posted and after people have been like reacting for a bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I could definitely push some people's buttons if I chose to, but I choose not to, because I am not. I mean, one of my major comments is that I'm wholesome, which is so funny to me. But my content is, there's no doubt about it. And I always joke that Amelia got basically a 12-year-old boy, me, and a husband, all wrapped up in one. And it's mostly 12-year-old boy, because that is me most of the time. And occasionally I get on this tirade about how screwed the world is. And I keep that away from my social media page, because I'm like, okay, I need this to be more about joy. That stupid word, joy.
Well, that's funny that you say that, because your first one that you kind of like went off with your voiceover was a ranty about the world and like how it sucked and stuff. So that's kind of funny, because it's fresh, because I just stalked you. Did you get a new microphone or something? Because all of a sudden, like, there was like a newfound vocal confidence on your videos. See, that's why I like looking fresh, so I can actually like call this stuff out. But I did notice all of a sudden the audio was like, boom.
Oh yeah. So what happened is it's just earbuds. So I was just overdubbing on the phone itself. Mm-hmm. And then one day I just put my earbuds in. I'm a keep it simple kind of person too. I'm just like, I need to keep this as simple as possible.
Yep.
But then I also know what I sound like on a microphone, because I've been in the studio. Mm-hmm. So when you're in the studio, and you probably hear yourself right now, you have a great voice as well. So
thank you.
Right. So
you gotta drop it deeper when they say that. Thank you.
Right. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, if you're in front of a microphone in like a dead room, basically, with your headphones on, and you hear yourself, yes, you talk like this a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you talk a little bit down. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wow, that's me. And I remember in my 20s, when I was working somewhere, like purchasing somewhere, I'd have to call so many people. And man, the dudes on the other end would just be like, I just want to talk to you all day.
They're flirting hard. Like, thanks.
See you later, dude.
Thanks,
and I'd be like, hey, I'd like to talk to your wife.
Yeah. Is she around?
Yeah, so it's just the earbuds. That's all it is.
It made a difference though, because I feel like once you started doing that, you were like all of a sudden really confident to start speaking more, because you were speaking very lightly, and it was kind of like flooded out with music for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like boom.
Yeah. One day I was just like, why don't I just explain what I'm doing? And the minute I put the headphones on and heard me, I was like, oh yeah.
Is that when everybody like picked up and flooded in?
No, they flooded in for the pig.
For the
Where are you,
pig?
pig? Oh, jeez. Was it this thing?
I don't know
So
if I got to him. Tell me about him. Yes.
This was in like March. He's coasters.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So this was the first viral video, and I just wanted to make coasters for us because I'd made some. Oh my God, they're here. And they
There
look
you go.
like this.
That's cool.
And Amelia was like, those are too chunky. I don't want those. So I just went to the internet and I was just like, modern coasters. And this is a mid-century modern design, but it was a bowl and it was coasters and it was all sliced. So my first video that went viral was this one. I think it was this one. And it was just me describing. So I went to make a bowl. And when I did, it turned out to be a pig. And people went friggin' crazy. It was like 1 million here.
Wow.
Like 500,000. No, it was 1 million on Facebook and something like 250,000 maybe on Instagram. And there was a bunch on TikTok. I hate TikTok.
I just post and ghost. I don't spend any time over there.
I try not to,
yeah,
but it's terrible. But then the other one was I made a spreader, which is like to spread peanut butter or mayonnaise. So we had one from our old business and it was commercial grade. So it's like this rubber handle. And literally all I did was cut the rubber handle off and make a walnut one and glue it on. That one exploded.
Huh.
And I was like, why?
Maybe because they're like, I want to try that.
Oh, on Facebook, it was horrible. It was just like all these Karens and fire marshal Freds that were all just like, oh my God, you can't use wood in the kitchen. I think I had to shut the comments off at some point because in the beginning I was responding to everyone and then I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. The fact of the matter is, people, wood is allowed in kitchens.
It's true. The right wood.
Your wooden steak knife.
Yep.
Wood doesn't harbor bacteria. It was weird. But those were my two. And then I just started seeing it go up. Like I had maybe 800 followers. And the next thing I know, I had 20,000. And I was like, I have 20,000 followers. This is so exciting. And then I had 50,000. And then I had 100,000. Now I have 127. But I have 200,000 combined between TikTok and Facebook.
That's crazy.
And Facebook is all right. Facebook is a different generation of people that get ignored. So I think it's an important place to like fill in the gap.
It is true. I stopped posting there because when they changed the algorithm back in 2018, everything I posted just went nowhere. So then I got frustrated, like so beyond frustrated. But I recently started posting there and my following, like, I mean, I only have 4,000 followers there, but it went to that very quickly.
Yeah.
And if they like something, they like something. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm sorry to realize that.
Yeah. I think women are an underrepresented group, and especially women over 40. So I have a very diverse group of people who follow me, but those women, and they're amazing and they get completely forgotten about. And I just have to remind every business out there, do you know the buying power of women over 40 or just women in general?
Yeah.
We spend so much money and we continually get thrown under the bus or completely ignored. I'm so tired of it. Or they try to give us pink work clothing. No, just no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I know I recently just signed up with Carhartt as an ambassador for them, so I'm really excited about that because it's clothing that's not pink, first of all. I told them to send me all their black and gray. I tell them I could be their emo queen. But I reach out to them because I just kind of what you're saying, like with women, they don't represent anybody who's plus sized. There's not one person who's plus sized as their, spokesperson. Well, now there is. Hi.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. I'm like, I keep seeing these posts and I'm not seeing anybody who looks like me at all represented. And they were like, oh.
Yeah.
I get a little tired of that. They apologized. They're like,
We need clothing. Yeah, I'm doing that with Wolverine, starting like probably now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, we're in our new phases. So
right?
they hooking you up with some gear?
Oh my God, yeah.
Great.
Like a ton of gear. They don't have a lot for women, but their shoes are kick-ass. And like I don't mind wearing like a men's sweatshirt, you know, at all. So I got like some boots, some shoes, some sweatshirts. Yeah.
I
It's
ordered a
good.
male's sweatshirt for Carhartt because they didn't have it in black in the women's. And I was
Right?
like, no, we're getting the men's cut. Not in this one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think in the wintertime I'm totally gonna reach out to Carhartt and be like, dudes, I wear your shit all the time.
Yeah, you do. I noticed. Yeah.
Like virtually every video until it got too hot is me and my Carhartt, which I don't even think they make that one anymore.
Gotta watch out. You never know. Maybe they have someone in the back room.
Right? Yeah. Check that out for me.
I gotta say though, I laughed because I know like when I first found you, it was funny because I think Sabretooth was already following you or something. They had liked one of your posts a long time ago, and I was like, I didn't like that. But it was like 2018 or 19. I was like, oh, I'm like, so whoever was on the account before had caught wind of you, but maybe they didn't follow you right away. And then when I saw you, I was like, wait a minute. And I forwarded you to all the accounts I manage. I'm like, Workbench Con, Sabretooth. And then to myself, I'm like, it's like she needs the all around follow here because I can't miss her whenever she posts. So
no, 2018. I think I know what it was. It's when I carved this giant spoon.
There you go.
Because I got a wheel. No, what are the things? Are they called wheels for the grinder? Yeah, I got a wheel. And I was like, this thing is awesome. And then I got, who's that other company? The Australian one.
Arbitech.
Yes. That thing's amazing.
The turbo plane?
Yes. I love that. I love it.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jesus, those things are just like, they're so dangerous.
That's why I don't use it. So I have it and I use it a few times, but the kickback on it is so like, you know, like you're going and then you have that huge thing. And I'm like,
yeah. You have to basically come in not with the tip, basically. You got to, and when you're using that thing, you want to make sure that, just not that
perfectly flat, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and it's just like a chainsaw. You know, if you were like cutting with a chainsaw and just the tip hit something else, it would kick back.
Yep.
But if it was like the middle of the blade, it wouldn't. It's kind of the same with those.
I'll have to play with it again, but yeah, it scared me, and that's why I ended up buying a Sabretooth disc. So I spent the big money on the Arbitech disc, and I was like, oh, this is so excited. And then I was like, so I was like, okay, I just spent $120 on this thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, the Sabretooth disc is like $70. I'm like, that's still, I think there might have been like 60 at the time. I'm like, oof. But I did it. And then I never regretted it afterwards. Cause like flap disc just burn out so quick. You know, like, I don't know if you've used a lot of flap discs. I'm sure you have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They do a great job, but you have to constantly keep using them. So once I got that disc, it was done. Like I was like, this is addicting. Like everything had to have carving.
Yeah, the first carving disc I had was the one with the chainsaw in it, the King Arthur.
Oh, the dangerous one. Yeah.
Holy crap. That thing is just, they shouldn't sell those things.
No, the Arbitech's like a beautiful little baby to that one. Like,
oh my God.
I've only heard horror stories.
That's another one that it's a lot. It's a chainsaw, but it's going like 20,000 RPM or whatever. An angle grinder is like, maybe it's 15,000. No, it can't be 5,000.
I'd say I looked so long ago when I opened up the box and threw it away.
Yeah, the thing is, it's incredibly dangerous, but if you're using it correctly, it does like hog out a lot of wastes.
It's sure really cool.
But if I get kickback and all that, I always go back. I'm like, okay, take a break, come back. I try to imitate what I did to screw it up, so I'll know what to do in the future.
No, I kind of do that too. If I hit it like this.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I kind of want to do videos like that for Sabretooth, but I also don't want to discourage anybody from carving, but I kind of want to teach them like how to handle when that happens. Yeah. Yes. I think once we get through all of, like, I've been highlighting, the goal has been to do a video for every bird that's on the website. so that when you go on the website, you can click on that and then you can actually see the tool being used. So that's what I'm currently working on. Like that's my current goal. But then I want to start focusing on safety, how to get started, how to even just simple, like how to put this on this tool videos,
right?
Just separate. So I'm going to hit those up next. But
like when you're carving, I don't know if the Dremel doesn't have this as much as the Fordham. So you're carving with one of those bits, saber tooth bit with the Fordham, and it's like, I think it's a 6 horsepower. If you catch it the wrong way, that thing's running up your arm. So, and it can go forward or backward. So if it doesn't run up your arm, it's going to run around your hand.
Yeah.
It's like having a good handle on things. I don't like having to hold things and carve them. But with the birds, I have to because they're so small.
I'm with you. Bessie sells these little tiny clamps that has been working for me. It's so tiny. It's like this little tiny baby clamp. Yeah. I'll have to send you a picture of it. I was doing a scroll saw rose and I'm trying to carve and I kept cutting myself. I haven't cut myself in 5 years of power carving, right? And now here I am, and like, because a lot of these videos I'm doing something for the very first time and I'm teaching you how to do it. And I'm like go in a house, put a band-aid on it, come back out, do the same thing, go get another band-aid. And I'm like, then the next video you see me with a full glove. Then I'm hitting the glove though, and the glove's getting caught. And I'm like, oh my God. So eventually I'm like, stop being an idiot. You have this little tiny baby clamp. Go try that. And then it like worked. And I was like, because I'd rather ding the clamp and hurt the burr than get myself again, because it hurts.
Like, oh my God, it does. With the Fordham, I had a glove on when I was holding something. And then I realized I'm never going to have a glove on again when I do it. And it ran up my hand. It got caught on my glove and snapped the shaft. And I was like, okay. The Fordham's great, but it's just like, oh my, it's so much power.
I've never used one, but they do look amazing.
Oh my God. And I'll see people using them. They're just sitting down and they're carving things. And I'm like, I need to go. Who is this person? I need to hang out with them and get more comfortable with the Fordham so it doesn't run up my arm and break the shaft.
But I know you mean like that little vacuum booth where you can put your hands in and it's just like do.
Oh yeah. Yes. Is that festival?
People, I think honestly, Fordham might have it too.
Oh.
A little vacuum bucket for you to carve inside of, essentially.
Wicked expensive.
I'm sure.
Right?
You have 127,000 followers, 200 total. You're fine.
I don't need another tool.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, that's the thing, right? You always need another tool. I'm like, don't I need a CNC router and a drum sander? And I'm like, in my 20 by 20 shop.
Listen,
it's insane.
Bigger than mine, so enjoy it. I've got a 1-car garage. Everything's jammed in, so.
Man, you know what? The one cool thing I think about having a small shop is really learning how to organize, like hyper organize. Sometimes I'm guilty, organized. Right? Just organizing too much. Amelia will come out here occasionally, and I'll be standing in the middle staring at something, and she'll be like, "Oh no, you're reorganizing. You must be overwhelmed." Like the video up, I put a video up last week because I was like, babe, you have to help me. I am so overwhelmed. And she took the video. Well, I don't know if you saw it. And it was like, what's this? What's that? What's this?
Yes. Oh my God. No, I showed my husband that. I go, this is your mom right here. Like, that's what I did.
so many of the followers were just like, she's attacking you. And I was like, oh, she's not attacking me. She's not.
Oh, see, I didn't think that. To me, it's like, that's just being a wife. Like, we harass each other, like your partners.
Oh,
it's
man.
a give and take. To me,
I was dying. She helps me organize my shop by doing that. So if I'm if I'm in the middle of so many projects and I'm like, can you just help me organize? That's what she'll do. She'll come out and be like, look at my surfaces, and there'll be like stuff on every surface, and she'll start going through them. What's this? Where does this go? Do you need this? Why is there all that sandpaper? So it's somebody who holds me accountable. And I'm like, thank goodness someone does, because sometimes I can just turn my light off and walk away. Instead of doing I have an 8-minute rule. So it's the first 8 minutes that I come into my shop. I make sure everything is where I want it to be. I take 8 minutes to kind of organize.
I love
and
that.
then at the end of the day, it's the 8-minute organization. And it came from a couple weeks ago because I have so many people who follow me. I get a lot of notes now. They're like, I'm in the Finger Lakes. Can I come to your shop? And I'm the type of person who's like, sure.
Come on over. Yeah.
And this person was like, I'm 8 minutes away. And I'm like, oh, shit balls. And Amelia was out here, and I was like, 8 minutes. So this is how we dubbed it, the 8-minute cleanup.
That's fantastic.
We got this place like basically so somebody could come in and not die in 8 minutes.
I thought you were going to tell me you read this like self-help book, or you were listening to some podcast and there was just something about 8 minutes that just, sunk in and became part of your ritual. That's great.
That's my self-help book right there.
That is the 8-minute
guide.
That's a great rule to have, though, as like if you're like really holding yourself accountable to take that action, because we all know what we do. Everything comes off your face. You're dying. You just had a mask on for 3 hours doing something. Your jaw hurts. You're like, you put it down. You take everything off. You put it down. Then you walk away.
Yes.
It's like, yes. Hey, done.
Right. Or you could just even simplify it further to like, I put 8 things away before I go in. Yeah. And when I come back in, I put 8 things away.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it could be very, very simple, but I love things like that. So now I'm inspired every day of just like 8 minutes cleanup. And
I'll do a reel on this one. I'm sure people will take that one.
Oh my God, I will. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because you're going to start getting get posts. I'm doing the 8-minute rule now.
Right?
It's going to become this whole thing. The new TikTok challenge, the 8-minute rule.
Oh man, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in your 8 minutes? This is what I do in mine.
Yeah, exactly. We've got the intro of the video already written.
Oh, definitely.
I love spitballing with people on here.
No, it's the best.
We come up with some great ideas for like other people's businesses. I like just chatting with them. I'm like, so what are you working on right now? And like, it totally gets you like all of a sudden they're leaving and they've got some new product line that, or for myself too. It's always great.
Right. Isn't it? It's like there's so much stuff out there
that
needs to be made, that people want us to make, and that people, once we get going, that people want to buy it. It's like, it floors me sometimes. I'm just like, what? No matter what I make, people are going to want to buy it.
That's pretty exciting. I have not fallen into that grace yet. So I hope that happens because
it's awesome.
That is awesome. And now you're making some good money, I'm sure, off of this. And that just fuels you for your next piece. Like, what else could I do? Or can I like challenge myself to get? I'm assuming furniture, like there's a piece that you must want to make really badly.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to make, so I made a table for myself that was basically a 1-cup coffee table.
Okay. A 1-cup.
So what I want to do, I'd like to make a bunch of those so I can sell them, because it's a small project. So it shouldn't take too much of my brain power. I should be able to make it in like a day, basically. But that would be good to start something small, because I know right now there's no way I could make a big piece of furniture right now, because I stock my store on Sunday.
Okay.
And it's usually sold out in like 2 hours. It's crazy.
One day. That's so awesome. I love that. To be able to have that is just so nice, because like you said, now you can think about something like that. And then the nice part about going smaller with what you're building is that you can ship it, right? So if you're doing something that will actually fit into a box or break down so it can re-put together, like as long as it's shippable, because I'm assuming your followers are everywhere and you're shipping those birds everywhere right now.
Yeah, they're all over. Yeah, they're all over. It's fantastic. I couldn't ask for something better.
Is there like a centralized area, or is it really just like super spread out?
Right now it's just the States.
Okay.
So because international shipping in the States they make it so hard and so expensive that I've explored it a little bit, but I find the prices to be like so offensive that I'm like, I'm not ready to do that.
Yeah.
Quite yet. Even though people in Canada and the UK are just like, we will pay whatever it takes.
I was
We
gonna
will
say
send you over
they're
a
really
kidney.
used to it. They are so used to having to pay those fees. So
Right.
don't be afraid about sharing those fees with them and just going for it if you want to. But it doesn't seem like you need to right now to like,
Yeah, and
you know
that's
what I
the other
mean?
thing. I don't really need to right now, which is kind of great in many ways.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, these
fantastic.
people are amazing. I mean, there's a lot of people who buy things that they don't even follow me. They somehow found me, and they're just like, maybe they don't do social media.
Mm-hmm. It's like a friend sent them the video. Oh, you should get this.
Yeah, and they're
Oh
just like,
yeah.
we want that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I price things so people can buy them too. It's just like I see a lot of people pricing things in an insane way. And that's just not me. That's not my brand. My brand is accessibility, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that draws in a lot of people as well. Of just like, okay, I'm not looking to make hundreds of dollars on one little bird.
Yeah.
That's just not me. And I don't think it's ever going to be me. But I will want to make some larger things or more expensive things that will
Mm-hmm.
probably maybe sit in the shop until somebody wants to buy them, which inevitably I think will happen because I get a
Showcase
lot of
pieces. Yeah.
traffic. Yeah. And I have my own shop too. It's just like I don't like putting my eggs all in one basket. I think a lot of people use Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. Like I've always had my own website. So I drive things through
Yep. Okay.
Square Up, and it's in my website. So then I have more control because it's just like, what else are we going to give Instagram?
Same. No, I have my own website too,
Yeah.
just for that same reason. I never did
Yeah.
Etsy. I mean, I
Me
could
either.
put stuff on there, but it never like worked when when I did it, and I gave up on it. It was just so much work.
Oh my God. And it's millions of people you're competing with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like if you have a following, it's like you have tens of thousands of followers, right?
Yep.
You do.
I have,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're paying attention. So you don't need Etsy.
Yeah. I have to see. I was telling my husband, I think I'm gonna start another account where I call that Night Carver Designs and I change my Night Carver Designs page to the Night Carver, because what's happened over this last year with my following, they're coming in for my personality and not for the art so much. Whereas
Oh,
I need the people who are there for the art and less of me. So I feel like
right.
I need one that I can just like keep pushing art and advertisements and new product coming,
Right.
and have the other one because like I get a lot of free tools and products because of what I do. And
Right.
that's kind of what I've been doing this last like year, is building my shop to where it needs to be. So now I've got like a planer, now I've got a spindle sander, now I've got all these burrs. You know what I mean? Like I have an
Right.
arsenal now, and now I'm ready to like get to work.
Yes.
But I have to like, I feel like whenever I post art for sale on my page, it doesn't go anywhere. I think I have to just change my tactics, to be
Huh.
honest.
That's weird. Well, yeah, there's so much weird things I think that happen with social media where we get buried sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll see it. I will see it cyclically. I will see it mid-month. Every single month I crash.
Oh, that's interesting.
And Amelia is great. She's great at reminding me of things, of just like,
It's the
babe.
mid-month crash. Don't worry.
No, she's just like, you can't be like the thing forever. And I'm like, what? Why? Why not? Why can't I be? Isn't this the time of the middle-aged lesbian?
Yes,
Yes,
it
it is.
is. It is. It really is, though. Because people are starting to be more themselves. They're starting to not, like you said, not hide, not, not put themselves in a box,
Yes,
and they're showing themselves out there. So I do think it is, honestly.
absolutely. That's another thing I really like about the people who follow me. I'm just like, I know they're from every walk of life, and they all know that I'm queer,
Mm-hmm.
and no one cares.
Yeah, exactly.
And and I'm using this as like, I don't have to throw it in your face that I'm queer. It's
Yeah.
obvious that I am. But they're all here, and they're
Mm-hmm.
all good people. And they're all the people that I always have to keep in mind that if I was on the side of the road with a flat tire, all these people would pull over and help.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh yeah, the world may be a shit show, but we're all really good people. Most of us are. Okay. There's some people who aren't good people, and we know
Yeah,
that.
they came up with that name Karen for a reason.
Yeah, they did. Oh, I feel so bad for all the Karens out there that are good women, though, don't you?
I know,
I
I
always do.
know.
I'm like, oh, because what if the name was Leah or Tiff, right?
Yep.
I'd be like, oh, don't be a Tiff, don't be a Leah.
I mean, a Tiff would be perfect. I mean, seriously, it means to fight, right? So,
right? Don't get in a Tiff.
yeah, exactly. So it'd be the perfect name. But yeah,
It kind of would.
that's why I go by Tiff though over Tiffany, because that to me, don't be a Tiffany is very much the same as don't be a Karen.
Okay, yes. You have a good point there.
I do. I shedded the Tiffany. I was like,
oh my God.
It's not who I am. My mom wanted a girly girl and she got this one.
There you go. Right. Mine did too. They tried to put me in dresses.
Oh,
what
mine
were you
too.
Thinking?
An itchy lace. Like, who wants to wear lace? I don't get these things.
No.
Yeah.
So you put me in, and people laugh at this, but it is actually true. If you put me in a dress, I swear to God, I look like a man in drag.
Do you?
I do. I don't know what happens. I think I just get really uncomfortable.
And you start standing like real stiff.
Like,
the shoulders start popping.
Yep. Oh yeah. One of these
or
days,
is it the work boots that you leave on?
Right? Yes.
Could that be the dead giveaway? The dress with the work boots. Yeah.
Yeah. There I am. I'm gonna have to do that sometime. Is come prancing in my shop with a dress on.
I think the best part about COVID was that it kind of like knocked out all the reason to dress up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And people just got to be who they really wanted to be. You know? It's like, no, this is what I want to wear. I don't want to wear dress shoes with my dress. If they're going to wear a dress, they're going to wear sneakers, you know, like,
Yes.
Me.
Exactly. Just wear whatever and be comfortable. Dress codes are silly.
They are.
They're very, very silly. And they're so like outdated when you look at it. It's just like when somebody comes in to like try to sell you something and they have a suit on, I just think, you poor thing. You shouldn't have to be wearing. Who's telling you to wear a suit? Because if you look just like maybe you have like, I don't know, a band t-shirt on and some jeans and some sneakers, I'm gonna be like, that's a cool dude right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even a nice polo shirt with a logo so they're there to murder us. But you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Yeah. With some cool jeans with a rip in it. There we go. Let's give a happy medium.
Yes. I like it. And a man bag.
And a man bag. Yeah, well, I mean, he's got to put his clipboard somewhere.
Yes.
That's too funny. So in this community that you've been building, have you been making other maker friends, or is it more the people who are following you that you've been bonding with? Because I did notice Char's been following you forever from the Wooden Maven, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. We chat back and forth. I chat with her. But there's a lot of makers that I really like that are on here that we all support each other. I don't even know if I know their names because lots of times they're just under Night Carver Design.
Yeah. It's hard to know everyone's name.
There's a lot of other makers and it's fantastic.
Isn't it the best?
I love it. Because it's not a judgy group at all, which is fantastic. But there still is not enough women.
No, and it's definitely grown over the years. I feel like the scroll saw has brought the moms out of the closet, you know what I mean? And has given them new hope of life because it's such an easy entry tool, you know? Absolutely. With a scroll saw, you can make so much. So I feel that's really brought the ladies in. But it's so nice when you see the women doing fine woodworking and building things. That's what you don't see a lot of. I feel like you can see a lot of artists. There's a lot of sign makers, but there's not a lot of people getting in there. I think welding though, and sculpture, I've been seeing an influx of women getting into that, which is really cool.
There is, but there's quite a bit of dick baggery, I would say.
The metal workers?
Oh, the dudes, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them look like they can be real jackholes for some reason. And woodworking, it's not like that. Because I noticed that when Amelia started getting into welding and she was following women that weld. So then I followed the women that weld. And then I was just looking at their stuff. And then the men that would come in and be like, how wrong and bad they were for that weld or whatever. Dudes don't do that with woodworking. Like,
well,
there's
sometimes,
usually,
but it's usually a joke.
yes. Yeah. There's always one or two, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't come across much of that. If anything, I come across like, oh, I never thought to do it that way. Or, oh, you do it like that, I do it like this.
Yep.
Where it's like this camaraderie. And it's a
Exactly.
give
You're
and take.
sharing.
Yeah. And I think, man, the limelight has been on men since the beginning of time. And this is a great opportunity for all of them to step the hell aside and lift other people up. We have been lifting them up since the beginning of time. And maybe they just don't know how good it feels to be appreciated like that. But I'm expecting more from men to help everybody who's not a straight white man, basically. To like lift them up. Is it feels
I talk
good
about
when
this
you
stuff
help
with my
people.
husband all the time, and he's a straight white male, right? And if he's always like, oh man, I guess the straight white male just sucks, huh? I'm like, it's just that you guys have had everything for so long and have kept people down for so not you, babe. Like I always tell him, like, we're not talking about you. There's always the exception. You know what I mean? But I'm like, it's just a general thing that has just been happening for so many years. And it's time for others to be appreciated and for people to start seeing people who don't look like them out there so that others can see somebody that actually represents them out there. Kind of like I said, like with Carhartt.
Absolutely.
I was like, where is those plus size ladies wearing those overalls? Like, where are they? Like,
where are they? And it's just like, this is a great opportunity for men that have, maybe they already have everything, to start lifting others up.
Yes.
It's like, and I think women are used to doing that. That's what we do.
Yep.
We lift others up. And men, for some reason, are like, brr. But you know what? There's guys out there that do it.
There
are. I love those
guys out there. Yeah.
Right. And there's guys that try to do it, and I love them too. And I even love the guys who don't do it, and they're dickbags, because you know they're good people. And that if you were on the side of the road with a flat tire, they'd probably stop for you too. But it's just like they need a little coaxing to be like, don't you want to help? You do. Most people do want to help. They're going to be lying if they're like, no, I don't believe you. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. It's like a lot of effort,
though.
Right? It's just like,
or it makes me uncomfortable to do this, you know?
Right? But when we help others and we walk away and we have that great feeling, it's like more men need to feel that. Definitely.
I agree.
Nurture us, man. Nurture us.
I love it. That's a perfect ending to the podcast too. I do love seeing some of the guys who have, like, you know, the all male podcast. They've been bringing the females on more, which is nice as guests. I've been seeing that more, because that's something else. Like if you have a platform like I do and you have a podcast, you need to be inviting every person out there that you think is talented needs to come out here and it needs to be represented and given a voice. So that's why I try doing this. Because plus I wanted to hang out with you, to be honest, and just see where it went. We learned not a lot about you, but that's okay. We had a great conversation.
We can do part 2.
We'll do part 2, and we'll get a nice, strong female on here to hang out with us. How's that?
Oh my God. Yeah.
We'll invite somebody that we want to interview together, and then they can interview you. I love doing that. It's a good back and forth.
Jesus, there's so many.
Yeah, you think, honestly, ponder it. Let me know who you would like to come on. It'd be fun.
Oh my God.
Part 2.
Gillian Anderson.
Oh man, who do you think I am? Let's get her.
Let's get her.
I hope you enjoyed getting to know Leah. That was such a fun time and so interesting. There's just so many details that I didn't know about her. So it was really great to just like hang out and have that hour. And I hope to see you all at Maker Camp. Again, come say hi. I'll be in the Sabertooth tent carving away. And I really want to see you guys. So come check it out and have some fun with us. All right. Have a great day. And thank you for listening.